Happy New Year and welcome to the Narrowboat that James built. Hope you're well. Thanks so much for joining me. Well, this does seem to be the season for Narrowboat channel announcements on YouTube, and I've got one of my own. You'll have seen already there are adverts now on the channel, and that's really just to help me make this channel as sustainable as it can be. It's definitely going to be long term, and my plan, now it's 2021, is to put this boat in the water within the next couple of weeks, or on the water, shall we say. And then I need to continue with the fit out, hopefully here at North Kilworth, where it's quite easy. And then lockdown aside, I will hope to navigate the boat down to kind of through Milton Keynes towards Berkhamsted kind of way, and hopefully get it down to London, February, March kind of time. That'll be the plan. And then I'm going to be demonstrating what it's like to another channel of what it's like to live on a narrowboat. But really what I want to show is, I guess it's going to be slightly different because I work full time. Okay, at the moment working from home, but I work full time and I'm not going to be continuously moving around. I'm going to be continuously cruising. The boat will always be moving. Well, every 2 weeks it'll be moving. But I'll show you what it's like to live and to exist on a narrowboat in a way which is comfortable and as you would at home. So there's still obviously a huge amount of work to do on the boat in order to get it to that standard, but that will be the plan. And what it's like to hold down a proper full-time job and kids and move a narrowboat and the general lifestyle that comes with it. So that will be the plan long term. Really, for the next 6 months, it's get the boat finished, get it and that really, I do want it to be finished within 6 months now. So on the water in the next couple of weeks, fit it out to as much as it can be, and then in the springtime paint the outside and get it done. And then that will be really the plan. And then cruising over the summertime with the kids and the family, and that will be. So let's see how that materializes. As I said, it's lockdown and vaccine and everything like that will obviously come into effect. But that's the plan for the longer term. In terms of the short term plan, well, I got myself one of these. And this is going to be my skin fitting for the water tank. Now, I know it's not the right one. This is fancy. This is designed to be on the outside of a boat. And like most of the things I've done on the narrowboat, I've bought it incorrectly. So this is not the skin fitting I need for the whale gulper, like I thought it was. It's way too big, but it will work. It's got a 1-inch male output, so I can get a braided hose, put it on there. But basically my plan is to drill a hole in the side of the tank, obviously at the top, and basically put that in. And it's going to be rather fancy for the inside of a water tank, but it will do the trick. I'll put some PTFE tape on it and seal it as much as I can, and then a braided hose going up to the bow. And then I think in the shop here they sell the water tank filler cap things for the top. I'd like to get a nice chrome one or brushed stainless or something like that. So I'm going to get that in, but the important thing is to get this in place, because then I can get the tank all sorted out and get the hose in, and then I can do the other bit another time. That's no worry. The tank obviously needs an inlet of air, because obviously I'm taking water out of it, so it needs to be the volume needs to be replaced by something, and that is obviously air. So, but actually on the existing filler cap there is a air release valve on there. So all I'll do is I'll just keep that open, and that will suffice. So that's one thing to do today. The other thing to do is, I didn't get around to doing this last night, I need to put them in, and I'm going to continue to black the outside of the boat. It worked quite well last night. It's not a bad finish. I'll go and show you in a second, but for the fact I was putting it on at kind of -4 degrees and pitch black, and it worked all right. I mean, there's been loads of studies about putting black bitumen on. You can put it, they've tested putting it on underwater, so it's quite hardy stuff. So a little bit of cold and damp is certainly not going to affect its application or its effectiveness. So it needs a few more coats. I obviously need to do a proper line going down the gunnels and obviously the front and the back. That kind of I haven't done that yet, so I need to address that as well and kind of mask that out and put a proper line in there. So yeah, skin fitting, do that, and there's a few other little jobs today to really crack on with, but all the shops are shut, there's no one here. It's a bit weird, a bit spooky, but hey ho, crack on. So this is the coat from last night. Obviously there's some areas where it dripped a bit, but that's all right. I was quite happy with how that went on. Obviously the line up here is not particularly good, so I need to do that properly with masking tape. It's all gone quite nicely. It's dried. So my plan for today, I've painted all of this up to here, that seam. So I've just cleaned this bit. So my plan today is to do round here and down that side. Plans have temporarily been suspended because of foul play in the weather. So I've come inside to fit that into the water tank. Right, so the tank's out. You'll see actually I've put some insulation down there just to stop the tank from freezing. It's quite padded. And I need the hole to be about here. In terms of I can then get my hand round to this side and I'll be able to tighten it properly. So I'm going to mark that up and then drill that out. Right, so for doing this tank, I've got to use one of these things. These hole cutters, and I hate these hole cutters. It's like a one size fits all. Well, it's not. It's an adjustable one. But it mullies your fingers, but that's what it ends up like. It's got a whole variety of rings on it, which I keep cutting myself every time I touch these things. Right, you can get much better hole cutters than that. I want to make sure that there's ample clearance on this because the right at the top of it is tapered. Also that washer and nut obviously go on the outside, but that bit there is tapered. It's not perfect 90, so when that's obviously on the inside, I want it to be flush, so I want to make sure that it's not coming anywhere near that ridge there, which in that position it's not. Right, so I'm using this hole cutter to get through here. Well, there's no going back now. Oh, that's the problem with these things, they just jam all the time. They're so crap. plastic in my first cup of tea. Ouch. Put them upside down. Right, I'll tighten it up. Okay, there she is. The inlet for the hose. The 1-inch braided hose will go onto there, and a Jubilee clip or two will hold it in place nicely. And here it is inside the tank. Happy days. Right, so we're all back to normal now. I've put the tank back in, put the battens back in, and there is the new inlet for the water. So a 1-inch braided hose will go on there, a couple of Jubilee clips hold it in place. The hose will run straight underneath this batten here, so it'll be clipped there, underneath that batten there, so it'll be clipped in there, and run up the back there, or up the front shall I say, underneath the bow tip there, and then the filler cap will go kind of there somewhere. Well, I'm glad that's in. That's one thing out of the way. I can start to plumb in the actual water system now, so and kind of move some of these pipes which are hanging around everywhere. So that would be good. You'd have seen from when I was putting the black bitumen on the side of the boat, I've gone above the line that I said I was going to mask out to up to the top of the gunnels. The reason for that is because where we've had the bow extension at the front, the lines don't match up, and I didn't want a different design at the front than I did at the rest of the boat. I know lots of narrowboats have that. I didn't want that. I just want two solid lumps of colour, really. So black and then what else it's going to be. So I've gone above that line. I've got to get some more bitumen to carry on with that, because I've kind of run out. The rain stopped now, so I might be able to do some a little bit later on this afternoon or this evening. But yeah, happy with how it's gone on. It's only the first coat. I'll probably do 2 or 3 if I can. And then I've left certain bits because I need to grind it down and kind of do that. There's no point putting black on bad paint. It needs to come off and be back down to the metal. So I'll do that at some stage. I haven't eaten since last year, so I'm going to go and get myself some grub. I do have an apology to make to Saki Bugger. Mate, I missed you off yesterday. You were on my list. The editing of it was just a nightmare. It took literally about 2 hours to do all that. So mate, there was a couple people missed off. I am really sorry. It was only for fun anyway. But thank you everybody for all of your comments on the last video. I hope you've had a great New Year's Day. I've had a bit of an odd one, as many others probably have as well. So I'm going to get this up now and then go and get myself some food and then crack on later on today. Until next time, take care. Bye-bye.